Welcome back, Heart of the City. This is episode 19, you feel me? And we got Diamond and Benny True once again. We're gonna let her go ahead and introduce herself first.
What's up, y'all? My name is Diamond Frost, but I go by Dime. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm a self-taught nail tech. I'm also a senior at Old Dominion University. Um, that's me, and I'm a Libra. That's me. Next month, it's September into October. That's the best year.
Alright, so is there any quote that you live by?
My favorite quote is by Eric Thomas. Is when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. I use that as my quote in my yearbook. My senior yearbook or so. Um, Definitely try to apply it the best way I can. But I don't know. It's like a whole podcast that he does, and he's a motivational speaker. I've probably been listening to it since I was like 13 or 14. Um, but just having that type of stuff like playing in my mind and seeing how it plays out into later in my life is pretty cool. But yeah, so I definitely live by that and use that as motivation to keep me going.
So, like, at what age did you decide that you want to start doing nails, and how did you go about that process?
So it's crazy because like usually when clients be asking me this, I be like, girl, long story short, it was a hobby because I get asked it every day. But for y'all, I'll break it down.
Please. Look, you say it up here, you don't gotta say it again.
But what was I gonna say? So I started them July 20. Hold on, it's 20. Yeah, July 2018. So I was a freshman. This was like after my freshman year in school. Before that time, I was working at this nail salon as a receptionist. It's called Envision's Nail Salon and Spa, I believe. It's in Portsmouth. I don't think they're like still running with like the nail salon part, but they have like a hair part too. And me working there, like I literally had like necessarily like no interest in doing nails. I was just working there because my previous job I was working at Farm Fresh. I stopped working there once I started going to ODU, but she was one of the customers that came in frequently. So I had recognized her one day. I think she was around campus or something like that. I got in contact with her, and then I don't know how we came about talking about like getting me like a no. What happened? She like wanted me to work there before, but I was already working at Farm Fresh, and I wasn't really trying to like do too much. And then I needed a job when I was a freshman in college because like niggas was really broke, like no type of money at all, like and then like the little food, the Monarch points or whatever, like I was using those up every day at like Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. So I'm like, I need me some like money. So got in contact with her, ended up setting something up so I could be a receptionist just on the weekends. And it was a really cool job. Like it was the chillest job I ever had. Like it was never really that busy. Um, I started off just, like maintaining stuff around the shop, like making sure everything was clean, making sure customers was taken care of and everything. But like I said, it never was really like busy. So I never really had to like do much work. And the dope thing about it too, which is like why I'm really grateful for the lady, she used to come and like pick me up from school on Friday. So she would drive to Norfolk, come pick me up from my dorm, and she would bring me to the shop. And then so we had a like system. She would come pick me up, bring me to the shop like Friday evenings after I got out of class. Then my mom would pick me up because I didn't have my car on campus. I had a car at the time, but I couldn't bring it on campus. So then I was able to use it for like the next 2 days, and then my mom would take me back to campus, and that's just how it went for a while. Um, I didn't realize that I was already starting to take in like different stuff as far as what to do and what not to do while running a nail business. It was a very beautiful shop. Like it's one of the most beautiful shops I've ever seen. And it wasn't in the right location. So when you thinking of that, it's like you want something that's gonna have traffic. So you should be in like a shopping center or a mall or something like that. But it was like in the cut, like it was on a road where like people use the road to kind of like cut through traffic just to get back to the interstate. So nobody really knew exactly like where it was at. So like I said, back then I didn't, think about like, okay, those are things you would think about later on running the business. But I think one day like it was really like dead there. There was like a few customers coming in and out, but I was bored and I was just like, I might just go see what the nail tech's doing. Like, you know, I always like make conversation. We're all really, some of us are really cool. But I just was seeing what they were doing. I was like, all right, I want to try. Like, not really intending on like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try. And I was bored. Like, what I would do though there, which is why it was a really good job. Like, I would sit there and I would like do my homework and stuff, or like, you know, get my assignments out the way. So it's like, why not sit there and make money? That's something easy. It wasn't really like much, but it was still something in my pocket to have on the weekends. And then, you know, I'm finishing my homework at the same time on my laptop. So picked it up and I did it like the first day or so. Like, one of the girls was kind of like explaining the process a little bit. So I took it from there. Then from that night, like, I just started like looking up stuff on YouTube, just like the whole process and materials that you need. And I think like the next like day or two after that, I would go in the shop, practice on like a little practice finger. Like I said, just to make time go by and just to give myself something to do because I had nothing else to do. Like, I was just bored. So I eventually like ordered my own stuff and I started doing like my own fill-ins and stuff like that because I used to get like one of the girls there to do my nails. That was kind of a perk of me working there, getting my nails done for free. So, and I kept my nails done. So I
Teach me.
so I kept my nails done. So like I said, I started practicing on my own, and of course, like, you know, I could bring my stuff there and practice, you know, anytime that I had some free time. And I just thought the process was just easy. Like, it just made sense. I'm like, oh, like, it's a multi-step process, but I enjoyed it. Like, it was pretty fun. So I think by that time they had transitioned how they were operating their shop. So at first they used to go about like walk-ins and stuff like that, but then they started transitioning to just doing booth rental for their nail tech. So booth rental meaning that they wouldn't need a receptionist, and so I ended up slowly transitioning from not working there, and I ended up working at a grocery store, Harris Teeter. That was cool. I like my supervisor and stuff, but I still had this slow growing interest in doing nails. So I would do my own and like would get like little compliments and stuff. And then I work with a lot of girls at Harris Teeter that, you know, like to get their nails done or just, you know, would be like, oh, like, you can do mine, you can practice on me. And how I had it set up was I was still really cool with the shop owner, you know, because I didn't like quit or like I didn't get fired or nothing. It was just like, okay, we transitioning. And luckily by that time I had already had like another, you know, job lined up for me because she told me ahead what she was going to do. So I was still able to come there and like use their space, and I would give the nail techs like more so like a tip or so, just so they can kind of look over my work, and that I would be in there with people to make sure, you know, nobody was going out there looking crazy. But people always told me from the jump that I was pretty good just to be a beginner. All right, so we had a living room area, so nobody really like went in there for real. So I established like this is where I'm gonna be doing nails at. So I waited till I got all of my stuff, and also during this time I did a lot of research. Mind you, at the time I didn't have my license or anything like that, which I soon knew that that was something that I had to do it on a certain level, especially like running a business or so. So ordered like a desk and stuff from Amazon, and I tell people all the time, I took an investment of $150, and I'll reveal later how far I've gotten. But you know, took the 150, got like, you know, some supplies for me to start off with, got like a desk. I used the chairs that was from the dining room, and I didn't start until like I had everything. And I also did a lot of research on how I could keep the smell down, because, you know, I had 3 other roommates and I'm in this building with, you know, hundreds of other people, and I didn't want to be a burden. You know, me trying to run my business. Plus I didn't want nobody to report me, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want nobody to report me. I kept hearing of people, because like when I lived in the freshman dorms the year before, like there were people in there that were like doing nails, and you can smell it throughout the entire building, which to somebody who's like used to getting their nails done or like doing nails, of course you get used to it, but I feel like nobody should have to smell that so strongly if they didn't ask for it. So but once I got the rolling, it was so crazy. I believe my first week doing nails on campus, I had like 18 appointments. And I had never made that much money like on my own so fast. And I think I was only charging like $25, maybe no more than like $30 to do like certain sets or fill-ins. But the money started like adding up, and I'm keeping everything up in my notes on my phone, and I'm going back and I'm just like, I just made 400. Okay, I'm just, and I'm like, but mind you, like I have this at the time, like with Harris Teeter, I was only coming there like once out of the week just to stay on payroll. But at that time, like I was gonna be using like my scholarships and stuff to just, have some money to spend or like get food or groceries and stuff if needed. And I had also been like saving a little bit at that time. So the first week I had like 18 appointments, and honestly from there, like the rest is history. I got a lot of support being at ODU, and people ask me all the time, like, oh, how did your clientele list grow so fast, or how did you get your business booming? And I tell people, like, I mean, not only did I realize it was a gift for me, but I was on a college campus. Like, there are thousands of girls there who want their nails done. And of course, like, of course, charging only but so much. Like I said, the money's going to add up. And it's just convenient. Like, I'm right on campus. Some of the girls, my clients that I have, they live in the same building or they lived in the same area. So people could walk to me. So this was just a perfect opportunity to be, like a small business on campus. And I eventually would be like very well known around campus just from me doing nails. So the rest is history now. So I've been doing nails 2 years. Yeah, it's been July of this year, made it 2 years. I've done a lot of people just around the area. I definitely came a long way, but I am very grateful of like me starting at ODU and doing it the way I did, because like I said, I feel like that's what definitely pushed me to have my business to where it is today. And that's that. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But long story short, it was a hobby, and I just, it was just a hobby. It was just a hobby.
So is it more like a passion though?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a passion. Like this shit. Excuse my language. It runs really deep, and like I teach and stuff now to other girls, like showing them how to do nails and stuff like that. And I tell them, like, you're only gonna get so far if you're not passionate for it. Now, I tell people all the time too, like, this is something where you can make some quick money. It's easy money, in my opinion. It's a way to set yourself up to work for yourself. And it's something good, especially, like while you're in school or while you're young. Or I have a lot of mothers that come to me, like people who have small children. And I tell them all the time, like, this is a perfect way to, either, work for yourself for a little bit, to be able to adjust your schedule to your child's life. Because a lot of times jobs are not, they may seem like they care, but they really don't. They just want you to make their money for them. But I lost my train of thought, but I'm about to get it back. I lost my train. Okay, yeah. But yes, this definitely is a passion, and it's brought so many blessings and opportunities into my life. And it's just like, for people like them, like who've known me for like a long time, like we've known each other for a long time.
Listen.
It's like elementary school or something. It's been a minute, but like for people like them or like our peers and stuff to see how I was before until now, like a lot of people are just like shocked, or some people aren't shocked, some people are. And I always get told, like, it was always something about you. I knew you was always going to be something. Nobody ever knew what it was, though, because I played basketball, I danced, I could do this, do that. I never thought it was going to be nails, though. I just, but this is definitely a passion, and this is what, drives me, because it's mornings where I don't want to just get up and do anything or just, but at the end of the day, like, it's more than just the money for me. It just so happens that I make money from it and make a living from it. That's literally, like, it's muscle memory to me at this point. I put in all the work. I promise you. Like, I do. People are like, you're so focused. I said, girl, I'm thinking about food. I mean, so serious. Like, I forgot I was doing it. I'm just here. Like, I really don't even be thinking. Like, even the stuff that be seeming like the hardest things that will take hours. Like, it'll take me like an hour and a half, 2, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, okay, like, I'll be done because I don't be thinking about it. Like, they'll get quiet, like, when I'm, like, laying acrylic and stuff, and I'll be like, why y'all get so quiet at this part? They're like, I'm just interested, or you just seem so focused, I don't want to mess you up. I'm like, nah, like, you can talk to me. Yeah. But the crazy thing is, like, I used to not be able to talk while doing nails. I used to just want complete silence because I'm so focused on not messing up and remembering the steps and stuff, to where now I just be chilling. Yeah. Like, I just be listening to the music. I be vibing. And yeah.
So what opportunities have so far been brought to you through the nail business?
It's been a lot. So, well, first instance, when I did Donna from Black Ink Crew, she had actually came on campus to get her nails done by me. And it was so crazy because of like word spread around campus that she was like there for me, and somehow people ended up outside the building. I was like,
"Are you serious?"
Yes. People, it wasn't like a whole bunch of people,
Yeah,
like
but
a
it was
whole mob or so, but like people, because she had been posting me while I was doing her nails, so she was posting me on her story, and a lot of people around there were like fans of hers and stuff, and like watched the show. I used to watch it like my freshman year, not thinking a year later I'm gonna be doing this person that I saw on TV. So from there, but we talked a lot. Like, she's really cool and down to earth, and a lot of times like reality TV and TV can construe people's personality and the way they are. But to me, at least, she was cool. Her boyfriend Alex, who's also on the show, he was really cool. Like, I still talk to them like every other month or so. Like, we always like, you know, catch up, wish each other well and stuff like that. But from there, I think like a week or two after I had did her nails, I had went up to Maryland to stay with my grandparents for a little bit just to visit them. And I was like, I was taking a nap, and I woke up and I had a whole bunch of like messages on my phone. I'm just like what's going on? I'm thinking something's wrong, but my nails were on TV. They were on the Black Ink Crew, and I was like, that's so crazy. Like, so they're on Black Ink Crew. So then, but mind you, like 2019, like people don't understand like how crazy like last year was for me. It was something like every other day, like, and I'm talking about big opportunities. Like, so from being on, you know, MTV and my nails being displayed up there.
On MTV, was that when you did Jess?
This is when I did Donna. We ain't even got to Jess.
We gotta say that. Okay.
So that was from me doing Donna, and then like a couple days or maybe like weeks after that, I had got invited to do New York Fashion Week. I didn't get to do that though due to like constrictions with school and stuff. Plus the group that I was gonna be going with, they had like some legal stuff going on, and I didn't really want to get tied up in it. So I was like, when I do decide to go, it'll be like on, you know, my own will instead of me being in a team with a whole bunch of other girls. But it was just still the principle. Like, this is New York Fashion Week. I'm 19 years old, a self-taught nail tech. Y'all want me to come do nails for these models who are, you know, modeling for Dior, Chanel, like all these people. And I'm just like, wow. Like, it was just the principle of it. What else? I had a whole list of it like on my phone of things that had came about, but it's been so much since then. So last August, exactly like a year ago, I did Just Hilarious, and that was crazy because I literally manifested that. So the week before, me and my friend had talked about going to see her show at the Funny Bone or so. Cause I love Just Hilarious. Like, I watched her a lot, like coming home from high school, especially if I'm having a bad day. I'm like, let me go to this girl page so she can make me laugh right quick. Because I'm like,
just
you know,
with the mask,
yes.
my nose is real.
But I'm so dead. But yeah, just with the mess and all that. But so I had said that I had wanted to go to the show and everything just to see it, and I had also mentioned to my friend, I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna do her nails. Like, I didn't say I'm gonna try to do her nails. I said I'm gonna do her nails. That was on a Wednesday. By that next week, I had been doing her nails. So she had, and it's crazy because I had posted on my page. I was like, look, y'all, you know, Just Hilarious coming. It was like a Monday. And I was like, look, she coming at the end of the week. You know, she gonna be here for like 2 days. Y'all please tag her in the comments, send this to her DMs or so, you know, like, you know, flood her page so she can see me. And she, so I had posted it. I was almost hesitant with it because I was like, oh, maybe it's too early. I'm like, no, maybe she already got a nail tech or so. But I just posted it anyway because it was like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And by like the next morning, I had like 400 or 500 comments. So usually I never travel to people to do their nails, but I traveled to Jess. But the crazy thing about like me posting and then her hitting me up, so I asked her, I was like, you know, she got like, I think it was like 3-4 million followers. So of course, like her page is always like flooded with notifications. So I'm like, do you ever keep them on? She was like, no, not really. I was like, oh, so did you see like the people like tag you on my post? She was like, what tags? What posts? And I'm like, so Jess had been looking for a nail tech in the 757. She didn't like post about it though, and she was like, yours was the only ones that she was like, you was the only person that I knew could do my nails. So she reached out to me. So she went to DM me, not even knowing that I had already posted about it. So by the time, you know, when you like tag somebody on your story, it goes to like their DMs and shit like that. she had already seen that I had wanted to do them. So if I would have never posted it, she still would have reached out to me, which it would have been even crazier. Like, like, what do you mean? Like, so that was really cool. And it's crazy because, like, me, like, sitting with her, and she was, like I said, really down to earth. Like, she invited me and my family to her show and stuff. We had, like, free food, free drinks. We skipped the line. Some people tried to fight us because they were jealous. They were like, we've been standing in the line for 2 hours. What they doing? I'm like, we standing with security. Obviously, we're not regular, but go ahead. So, like, I was just like, we're not regular. My mama best friend started to take her earrings off. She's like, what's up? I'm just like, oh, Lordy. Okay. So yeah, everything like went cool with that, but it put it in perspective, like how great of people that she knew, because while she was doing my nails, she was talking to 50 Cent, and I was like, put me on FaceTime with him. So look at the girl doing my nails, and she's so pretty. He was like, hey, what's up? I'm just sitting here like, I don't even think I said anything because I was stuck. I was like,
wow.
Like, what you like, what do you mean? That's what I'm saying.
Shoot. You just start rapping.
Go ahead then. But yeah, so that really put it in perspective, like, you know, what type of like greatness I was working with type shit. So she definitely showed like mad love and everything like that. So, but from me doing her nails, she had appeared on Love and Hip Hop, so my nails were like up there also. But the main thing was they were on the BET Hip Hop Awards, and this is something that I grew up watching as a kid. And she had did like they had the comedian cipher little shit like that, with a couple of other comedians and stuff. And she was up there, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, like neon nails. But mind you, she never had really did neon or so. Like she usually wanted white, but I think I had forgot my white. That I was trying to push her like not to do white. I'm like, girl, let's do something else. So we did neon. So they sticking out, and I'm just sitting here like, bro, ain't no way that's my nails. But like the time frame of it, like they always record stuff like way earlier, and then you know they do it. So, but I'm just sitting here like, wow. And it's like even when she had posted pictures and stuff like on her Instagram and like tagged me and stuff like that, like people under the comments, like they looking at her pictures, but they looking at her nails too. And I'm just like, BET Hip Hop Awards, like that's major. Like,
definitely.
Mind you, this is all in the same year. Love and Hip Hop, BET Award, you know, BET Hip Hop Awards and MTV. Like that just doesn't make any sense. And I'm this little girl doing them. I heard, you know, well, by that time I had been back home. Yeah, I had been back home with my mom. But this is all 2019, so it's like, this is so crazy. I was able to, you know, save up enough. I got a car. I made Dean's List that year, too. Like, I was just, like, on a whole bunch of shit. I was
on your Megan Thee Stallion. Business and education.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm ready to go, though. But it was just, like, crazy. And I'm just, like, wow. So, and there's been, like, a lot of different celebrities, like, since then that I've been, like, in contact with. And it's weird though because and at that time too I had started doing Pretty Savage. She's a rapper from out here. She signed to 150 Dream Team with G Herbo. So even just knowing certain people, like I'm connected in a lot of places. So that's one thing I try to remember, like as I'm doing nails. And at one point I wanted to close my books and stop taking clients, not because like I didn't enjoy it, but I was becoming like booked out really fast, which is a blessing, but it started causing me to have anxiety. I'm like, all these people keep DMing me and asking me, oh my God, can you squeeze me? Oh my God. I'm like, I haven't even slept. So, but also like I know a lot of people who work in different areas who know this person. It's like, you never know who you're sitting in front of. You never know who you're talking to. So a lot of times like people will come to me and they're intrigued to just kind of know about me. Like, you know, this nail tech that's like, I'm like low key, but my work is high key. So it's like, so I'm always connected with people talking and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's like weird because like, I don't know, I feel like everything is still like on like some chill stuff though. Like I really be chilling like while I be doing everything, but it's just so many opportunities that just come my way. And that's why like I'm really big on like making sure like my social media presence is known, because even from that, I've been able to connect with people. So like literally the face of Fashion Nova model, she's seen my work. She's reached out to me. Wolf Tyler. Who else? I don't know. There's a lot of people, but it's just cool that like people really fuck with me because I do nails. Like I do nails, and they fuck with me like this. So, and bringing different opportunities, like it's wild, but it's a blessing. I'm super grateful for it, like every single day.
So how many appointments would you say you have in a day?
Now, well, so when I was like at ODU, I was doing like appointments all day, but it's kind of convenient for me because like I was doing them in the same place that I was sleeping at. So I could wake up 10 minutes before an appointment, throw some on, brush my teeth, wash my face, and I'm like, all right, girl, I'm coming downstairs. I lived on the 3rd floor, so I had to walk up them stairs. I would try to do my appointments back to back. So, when my last would leave, she would let the next one in. But people will always get lost, which was kind of, where the door was that they needed to come through, I assumed that they would get lost. So I probably, like, lost some weight, like, going up and down upstairs a lot. And then, like, I often had, like, pregnant women. I'm just sitting here, like, there's 3 flights of stairs, by the way. Like, please don't have your baby. Like, please do not walk this baby out of here. So, yeah. But I was probably doing maybe like 6, 7 people. The most that I've ever done in a day was 9. I would never do that again. Like I was ready to quit nails. I'm like, fuck all this shit. Like what y'all need y'all nails done that bad for? But the reason it was kind of like I wouldn't even say a glitch, but I didn't set up my booking site like I should have. Because by that time I had a booking site. So that way, people was hitting me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what can I do for you right now? And you asking me about nails. So this way people could go and book on their own and we don't have to talk except for, when it's time for your appointment to come. So I would do like a couple of people. I'd be working 12, 13-hour days. But mind you, I never made this type of money by myself. Like I was working 2 jobs, part-time as hell. So both of the jobs I usually would make I never made more than like $300 at like each of the job for like a week because I got paid by the week, and one of them it was like bi-weekly. But at this time, the day that I made what I made in a week in a day doing nails, I quit both my jobs and I never went back. I never went back from there. Like I wouldn't even say I quit. I just stopped going.
Oh, good gracious!
I just stopped going.
I don't need your reference.
Yeah, I just stopped going. So like one of my supervisors like at Harris Teeter, she had already like knew what was up by then. Plus they kept messing up my schedule, and low key I think I was already like on the verge of being out the system. But like I said, I just stopped going. They called me. I didn't answer, and then they just didn't call me again. But I'm still cool with the people there though. So, but now I'm only on like a 2-3 type of people a day. Only because like I just can't. My hustle and bustle days, they're not over, but like not in that form because I have different things going on. I have my press online. I have acrylic. I have cuticle oil. I teach online. I teach webinars. I teach in person. I have to sleep. I'm getting settled into a house and stuff like that. So I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. And personally, like I just wanted to become like an exclusive nail tech. So that kind of had to come with me increasing my prices. And it's crazy because I was so nervous to increase them like last year. Like people kept telling me like, you need to go up. And I'm just like, okay, like I will when I'm comfortable. Because it's one thing like being a black nail tech or just being a nail tech in general. It's different from like hair and stuff like that. Nails is something where you can see every little detail. You can see everything, and it's like it's so much room for judgment. And people wanting perfection and stuff like that. But I had finally increased just by like I think it was like $5 by then. So it's crazy because last year the highest that somebody would pay for a set was like maybe $50, $55. And a few months ago, that was my starting price. I started at $55 and higher, but now I don't come out the house for less than $100 for just one set. And some people might think like, oh, that sounds outrageous. I would never pay this much for nails, but these are not your average nails. You know what I'm saying? Like these are nails that's going to last you a month plus. I'm using Swarovski crystal that costs hundreds of dollars and stuff like that. Like it's the real deal stuff. And it's kind of like, if you know, you know. Like, and you have people who you figure out, like, people will pay for what they want. Mm-hmm. That's the end of the day. And it's like, I kept getting people in my DMs, like, I'll pay double, I'll pay triple. They don't care. They was just like, I just want you to do my nails. Had a girl today paid nearly $250 for her nails just for me to fit her in. I fit her in. but I fit her in, but it's just the principle. It's like, especially, she came correct or so, and I told her, what I had, as soon as possible. And I had, like, a little wiggle room to work with, but Yeah, it goes to show, and I was just telling him, like, I'm really glad that I did that because I literally cut the amount of work that I didn't have. Instead of me doing 6, 7, 8 people a day, I'm doing 2, no more than 3. Either I'm gonna do them early or middle of the day, and then I have the rest of the day to myself, and I still made the same amount of bread if I would have been working all day. So it's just kind of like me working smarter. So I'm really like knowing my worth. At one point, like, I had somebody try to say, like, oh, you're gonna lose your clients and stuff like that, and I had posted it, not thinking like, oh, like, this is true. Like, I posted it so like my clients can see like what these people were talking about. They just thought, you're not gonna lose me. What they talking about? They need to move out the way. They broke. If they broke, just say that. Like, all this stuff, but it's because they know like I'm gonna give them quality and all. It's funny because like one girl, she was like, don't take this the wrong way, but I knew it was gonna be good to come to you because I never seen nobody like blast you on Facebook or just make any like bad posts about you. And it's like people, I don't give them any room to do that. The most people might say is that I don't like that I wouldn't reply to their DM, but it all depends on what they DM me. Like, I demand respect and professionalism the same way they would from me. So people come in my DMs, how much you charge, when you available. This is, first of all, I have a website. Second of all, if you
Hello.
where you located at? The first thing in my bio says Chesapeake. But people don't read, but I don't stress myself out about it. A lot of times I just delete it. Sometimes I find it in the kindness of my heart to, reply. Because sometimes I give people the benefit of the doubt. They could be excited. They could, what I'm saying, they found this nail tech they want to go to. But a lot of other times, like, I just won't deal with it. Like, you just either figure out or you're just not the person for me. I want people to have common sense.
What can people learn from your online training sessions?
Well, overview of all that is just the basics of doing nails. So I mean, like, I have 3 different classes that I do, like, in person. I have a full one-on-one class. So basically, teaching you everything you need to know about starting nails. Comes with like a kit and stuff. And then I have 2 subclasses. I have shaping and acrylic application. Those are the 2 areas that people usually struggle with the most. But those are also the 2 areas that can save people a lot of time. So it's like, investing in perfecting your craft. So that way you can end up, of course, being better at it, a better outlook of the result of your nails. And then if you save in time, then you're able to make more money. If you can cut off 20, 30 minutes per person, you can fit one more person in. And then when quarantine had happened and stuff, I had started doing like little FaceTime classes because people would like that's the thing. I found out that people will tell you what they want to pay for. Like, so at one point people were asking about press-ons that I had made for myself. Now I have a press-on business. Same way with acrylic and stuff like that. But like webinars and stuff that I do, which I like doing those the most now because I'm in the room by myself, I'm chilling, but there might be 10, 15, 20 girls online. Some of them, the last class I had, some people were from Cali, New York, Chicago, Florida, all around, where they don't have to come to me in Virginia, but they can still get the same knowledge. And it's actually cheaper because, like I said, it's online. I do it through Zoom. And on top of that, I share like a lot of stuff with them. And that's another thing too I had to realize is that if I could take anything out of this, or my experience with this, is your knowledge, a lot of things that is worth money. Like, everything that I know, everything that I do has a price to it. Me even critiquing somebody's work, that has a price to it. Posting certain people on my page. I mean, a lot of times I show love to people anyway, but when I do certain days where I'm posting straight businesses and stuff, people pay me for that. Knowing what type of products I use, that's not free. And it's like people sometimes will feel some type of way when like I might not tell them like, oh, where I might have got this from, or how did I do this. But it's different because I have a girl paying $600 for a class, but I'm not about to tell you the same information for free because one, that's not fair to them, and honestly, I'm cheating myself out of money.
Yeah.
So, like I said, but everything I know, like it has value, like literally has value. So even if it's $5, I don't like thunder. I don't like that. I don't like that. But yeah, everything I know and everything that I do has value. And once I realized that, it's not negotiable either. So when I had got to the point of like raising my prices and stuff, I was just thinking like, I don't know, like this may be like outrageous or so, but at the same time, I'm like, somebody's gonna pay it. And the thing is, I still booked out just as fast when I was charging $50 less, $20, $20 less. So it made me realize, like, oh, okay. But yeah, so if you want to take a class, go to my website, nailsbydime.com, my Instagram. But I have like different things for people. I have the class, have the subclasses, I have webinars sometimes, I do FaceTime classes, I have a teaching page, which it's kind of like it's almost like a YouTube, like I'm posting videos, different product lists and advice and stuff like that. And it's an area to where the girls that I accept, they pay to follow the page, and from there, they can see whatever. And I prefer for them to ask their questions and get critiques directly through there, because my page now on Instagram, my main page, has like almost 23,000 followers. So I get hundreds of DMs every day. Whereas if you're a student of mine, or you paid for me to be able to have, this mentorship with you or just conversation, you should do it through the page. That way I can filter everybody and I can, go and check it and pay attention to it. Whereas if you do it on my regular page, more than likely I'm not going to see it. Like, that's just that. Say that first part again.
So, like, your business taking off, how rapid it was like scary for you? Like, how did you deal with that?
Yeah, so that's crazy that you said that. I thought that, I never thought that it would go this far, but I had a lot of anxiety that something bad was going to happen. Like, I just can't be getting all this good stuff happening to me. Yeah. Like why? And I started questioning, like, why me? Why is this happening? Like, what is all of this for? Like, almost as if I wasn't deserving of it. But I then realized it's because I'm not a bad person. I don't have a bad bone in my body. I don't do anything towards anybody. You know what I'm saying? And in conclusion of all that, I don't have any bad karma coming my way. So I tell people all the time, like, people expect good to come to them, but you're putting ill out into the world. You can't do that. Not saying that everybody is perfect, but when you put good out and you're genuine and you just have good intentions, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be the next month, but good is eventually going to come to you, and you just have to remember that. So that's when I came to realize, like, using my platform and using my gift to inspire others and help people, and just keeping that in the back of my mind, I know for a fact I'm going to continue to be blessed in anything that I do. And it's to the point where I literally can do anything. Like, I know that for a fact now. So, but yeah, I definitely was really scared. And it was life-changing for me just within a span of a couple of months. And I promise you, to this day, it still feels like a blink of an eye. Like, it's only been 2 years, but it's been 2 fast years. Like, I started this my sophomore year of college, and here I am, a senior. I have 3 businesses in the middle of those years, and it's like, how? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and it almost makes you think too, like, how long is this gonna last? Like, this gotta wear off at some point. But that's just what encourages me to keep, putting the pressure and keep making sure I build up my craft and expanding my businesses and my brand, just to, make sure I can keep it going and that it doesn't fall off. Yeah, it definitely was scary.
All right, and next, so what, like, kept you in college? Because a lot of people, like, see all this money coming in, like, their business taking off, they're like, I'm done with this. Like, good question.
I don't know.
Like, me personally, I definitely would have done that.
You said I got my own 6 figures. What?
When I went to talk to, like, these kids at Deep Creek in this little, like, marketing class, like, one of the guys asked me that. He was like, "Oh, I got a question. Why are you still in college if you making all this money and stuff?" I'm like, to be honest, I ask myself the same thing every day. But I did get a lot of scholarships with me going to school. But mind you, like, when nails started taking off for me, I was like halfway through my sophomore year up until like my junior year. And when I sat there and thought about it, I'm like, it's just gonna be stupid of me to drop out when I'm already more than halfway done. And it's not even school personally, like, isn't hard to me or anything, but college in general, it's a lot that comes from it. I will say this though. Due to recent events or things that I've dealt with being at school at Old Dominion University, it's not that it's part of me wishes I would have just stopped because it's a scam. But on top of that, it's like, I don't know, it's like that's where my business brewed at. So me kind of keeping on to that as long as I could, because that was just like a big networking type of thing for me. But yeah, I do ask myself, I'm just like, why? Because at the end of the day, I know that I'm making more than my professors happily. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, but it's at the end of the day, it's not about that. And also what I told the kid at the class that I talked to is that me doing nails is not guaranteed. I could wake up and every single person that I have from here until October cancels their appointment and nobody could book with me again. I don't, that's not going to happen. But it really could. It's not guaranteed. I can't force anybody to come to me. I'm not a need-based business. I'm a luxury business. So that's when I had to think about pricing and stuff too. I'm like, you don't need your nails done. You want your nails done. So being that I'm not a need-based business, that's when I kind of thought about, how I save money, how I moved and stuff like that. But and it'll just mean a lot more knowing that when I do graduate from school, the things that I had been able to accomplish, the things that I had been able to do, because I know my situation is rare. Not only me getting this far just in 2 years, but being a college student at the same time. Like, that's just, people ask, they're just like, you in college, you're 20, you're in what? I'm like, I know, right?
I definitely like the speaking of, your artistry. I love the tributes that you have done. Especially the one that you did with Tashi. That was very beautiful.
Yeah, so I definitely like to I've done a couple tribute nails now, and it's like really like sad, but I try to take that pain that I've went through from these people that I know and just losing them and just turn it into something positive. So like I said, I did some on Nina for when Jihad passed away, and then I did nice. Tashik for Delisha. So and these are things that I just, wanted to do on my own, but just being able to do that for them, bringing them some type of comfort, definitely helps, out for real. And it's just like, I don't know, I just hope I don't have to do any more.
Yeah, most definitely.
At the same time, like, it's life, so, but stuff like that, like dealing with different deaths of friends and stuff, because that's been something I've known all too well. It pushes me to keep living as much anxiety as it gives me and as much pain that it brings me. I always live by two, like I turn all my pain into my passion. So that's where, all that drive and stuff comes from.
All right. All right. That's the end of this episode. All of her links will be in the bio to go to anything y'all need to go to her page, Instagram, all that stuff.
All that.
Yeah, all that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Heart of the City. We are out.
Bye.